And those of you that follow Joel and I on social media, you know we love baseball. And well, once again, got another baseball theme edition of the Brew. And you guys had a lot of answers on this one because the question we put on social media is, what is an unwritten rule for baseball? What is something that as a player you know that you shouldn't do? You probably shouldn't do. Some of them do it anyhow. We got a whole stack of your answers to share as well. Joel and I have ours here in just a second. We'll also share. But Joel, let's get into it. Let's go to you first. And I'll stall as you continue to swig your beverage there. But what is an unwritten rule for baseball players?
They're all really stupid. So all of them need to go away. They all need to be written down. It shouldn't be lost in translation when someone comes here from a different country and doesn't know what our stupid-ass unwritten rules are. Yeah, I'll go with that. But my biggest pet peeve is probably the ones that deal with showing emotion or celebrating after a home run or a strikeout. I've never liked putting a cap on that. I always thought that was really weird, even when I was taught it growing up. What about you?
Yeah, that's going to come up here. That's somebody's answer here that's going to come up a little bit later. I have one. It's my favorite. And cue Tom Hanks because Luke Funk also chimed in with this comment. There's no crying in baseball. Unless, of course, you're Wilmer Flores and you're being shit-canned from the Mets. Although at the end of the day, it's probably better for him to have that happen anyhow. So, yeah, great movie, Tom Hanks. No crying in baseball. It's about right.
Yeah, it's a blessing in disguise for Wilmer.
Exactly. Yes, that is correct. Well, you guys had a lot of different rules that you thought were important that you chimed in about, so let's get through them right now because Big Steve comments and says, don't bunt to break up a no-no. I'd rather go down looking than break up a no-hitter with a bunt. Matty Bean also comments no bunt when there's a no-hitter. Stephen TCK. Steph, I can't say that. No pimping home runs is easily the biggest one. Rob Guitar comments, cleaning the visitor's clubhouse. And Jay City picks no throwing at the head, otherwise all spare game. Flip the bat, stare down after strikeout. Hit a batter between shoulder and knee. Spikes up, slides are iffy. They got to be blocking the bag to allow that. So, all right, kind of few different, little bit of things that are going on there. But definitely, I guess the bunting is definitely the first one. What do you think?
I want to go and use an example that they just used with Tatis hitting the Grand Slam on 3-0 earlier this year. Like a month ago, not even. But that one caused a huge controversy. The main point that I'm going to use and the reason I'm bringing it up is because that one and bunting with a no-hitter going are kind of the same thing, and you're punishing your own team. So why are you trying to do worse? If it's 3-0 and you can hit a grand slam, hit a grand slam. If you're losing a no-hitter, who cares? You bunt, get on base. It's your job to get on base. Why are you punishing yourself? That's a stupid unwritten rule. And especially if it's a close game. If it's within 3 runs, you're within save limits for a reliever. So it's especially important. It doesn't matter if there's a no-hitter. Every inning is different. And anything can change at any moment. So I'm not with the shits on that one.
Okay, well, here's another one. Von Mushanky says, don't steal third with 2 outs. Craig Wiseman, 33, leaving your seat in the middle of an inning. Okay, that one is not necessarily on the players. That one's on the fans. But there are times, man, where you're trying to watch the game. There's an important play going on. Then you got some bonehead coming down the aisle, not paying attention about the game. And then, of course, they get in your way. Ugh, don't do it.
Yeah, you should never really do that with any sport, not just baseball. But that's not really an unwritten rule in the players. So let's kind of steer clear from that.
Yeah, I guess it's more of a personal fan rule or just a pet peeve for us fans. But more your comments. Mr. Frasca, he says batters never walk in front of the catcher as they approach the plate and never walk or touch the pitcher's mound. Now, one thing about baseball's fields in general, whether you're a player, whether you're a fan, the grounds crew are so super protective of that lawn to make sure it's absolutely perfect, pristine. Even when the game's not in progress and you are visiting the stadium, you can't even walk off like the warning track on the outside. So definitely stay away from the pitcher's mound. Like that's their own sacred territory too.
Yeah, I mean, for unnecessary reasons, I'll say that. If you're in a game and it's necessary to, then you got to run wherever you got to run. The game's more important if you're a player. But when it's not on, yeah, I'm with him. Like, you don't need to be messing with the field. It's really, really important for the grounds crew to keep it perfect because of the risk of injury for those players. I don't think people understand that.
I was at a Staten Island Yankees game about 2 seasons ago, and I was surprised how bad their field was. I remember walking towards the outfield, and I was at the bleachers or in the seats looking down, and there was like this dip, like down in the grass. I'm like, if somebody's going to catch a fly ball, well, and you put your foot in that hole, well, there goes your ankle, and there goes your season. So you're right. There definitely is a reason why that lawn has to be perfectly manicured, and that's one of the reasons too why I think baseball stadiums are so beautiful, because that lawn and that grass and that field are just perfect.
Yeah, it adds to the game for sure.
It does. And Mr. Frasca, he also comments, he says, don't watch the home run, leave the park, or flip your bat after you hit a home run. Ooh, that came up in one of your comments there. There's several players that do like to put on a little show there, like their quarterback scoring a touchdown when they do hit that home run. Yeah, we have a live comment, by the way. It says, don't ask Tatis about 3-0 counts. Thank you very much, Alex. Very nice. More of your comments right now. Rock Guitar, he says, stealing signs, Houston Astros. Nice. And Mike F3025 has the final comment. Thou shalt punish the Astros by thy pitcher owning the inside part of the home plate. Thou shalt revere Joe Kelly, who has lived at the principal and was bartered by the Satan of MLB, and also survived an Aaron Judge headlock. So we can't do a sports show without talking about the crime that is the Houston Astros and what they did to cheat. And now they're playing the victim because everybody's going at them. So baseball didn't punish them, so fine. Other players are now trying to punish them in their own right.
Right. I think that was pretty well established for the whole offseason. Like, everybody was like, F the Astros all at once. I don't know where this has to do with the unwritten rules, though. Is it because they just didn't punish them and now everything is unwritten and all the rules are arbitrary and every club has a different one to follow? Like,
that is kind of where we're going now, right? Like everything is, well, maybe it's a rule, maybe it's not. Maybe we try this, maybe we try that. I think the big thing is that Michael's comment was because of Joe Kelly getting busted for what he did and being punished for it as bad as he was.
Yeah, but we knew that was going to happen. I mean, the MLB told players and every single team, don't throw at the Astros or we'll punish you, even though the MLB themselves did everything they could to give the Astros every advantage and let them get away with it. So it's actually their fault.
That it is. So, okay, you're right, though. We definitely got a lot of unwritten rules going on here. And unfortunately, just like you made the comment earlier, though, when you do have a player coming from another country here, now you got to try to figure out what we do different compared to baseball everywhere else. Yeah, it can get a little confusing.
Very confusing. It's why you see all these players from different countries come over here, celebrate. Aroldis Chapman's a good example. He did a somersault one time. That fucking threw white America into a rage. But we're talking about a season where all the rules are different and changing at all times. You really can't pay attention to the unwritten ones right now because it's hard enough to even just keep up with the ones that are actually changing.
And there's so many unwritten ones too. On top of that, it's too much. But you know what's not too much though? When you click like or subscribe button down below for all the fun right here on the Big Jersey 5th YouTube channel. More sports talk, more brew, game shows, fun, laughs here, waiting for you each and every week. And yes, and one thing, baseball is a favorite sport. I love it. It's a great time. It is finally nice to see the sport back on. But yeah, let's simplify things a little bit. This rule book sometimes, like Buck Showalter and like Joe Torre are like definitely baseball experts, but it's got to be even tough for them sometimes to keep up, especially a season like this where things are just constantly changing.
Right. And they have to keep in mind too that they still have to grow the game for younger fans. So they're catering to a different audience now.
Yes, that is very, very true. And that's part of the reason too, like for this season, why we're seeing when there's a doubleheader, now it's only 7 innings opposed to 9. So yes, this whole definitely 2020 season is different, but add all this together sometimes you need those commentators to sort it out and explain it to you because man, it's a lot to keep up with. But Jersey Joe here, Eye in the Box. Thanks you guys for all your great comments, all our live viewers, and we'll see you next time, I hope.